Have you ever felt trapped by your thoughts? Like there's a voice inside you, whispering doubts, fears, and criticisms, keeping you from taking that leap, embracing opportunities, or just feeling good about yourself. You're not alone. Here's a sobering fact: nearly 90% of people admit to struggling with negative thoughts every single day. These aren't just passing feelings, they're mental roadblocks, stealing our joy, clouding our vision, and sometimes, quietly sabotaging everything we care about. But here's the truth they don't tell you: negative thinking isn't just a mental habit, it's a mindset that can kill your dreams, damage your relationships, and hold you hostage from living the life you deserve. Today, we're taking a bold step forward. This isn't about drowning out the noise in your mind or pretending those thoughts don't exist. Instead, we're diving deep into how you can confront, challenge, and ultimately kill your negative thinking, before it kills your potential, your happiness, and your peace of mind. Let's begin. Imagine waking up each morning feeling paralyzed, not by external challenges, but by your mind. The thoughts that whisper, "You're not good enough, you'll never succeed," or "Why even try?" They creep in, unnoticed, and settle in like unwelcome guests. Now, think about how much these thoughts cost you: opportunities missed, relationships strained, and dreams abandoned. Negative thinking isn't just a mental bad habit, it's a silent killer. It's the invisible force pulling the strings behind procrastination, self-doubt, and fear. It shapes how you approach life, often making you feel like you're fighting an uphill battle with no end in sight. This isn't just philosophy, it's real life. But here's the empowering truth: you have the power to break free from this cycle. And that's why today's conversation is so important. Because killing your negative thinking isn't just about feeling better, it's about unlocking the life you've always wanted, the life you truly deserve. To guide us through this transformation, we'll turn to the wisdom of the Stoics, ancient philosophers who understood the battlefield of the mind better than anyone. For them, negative thinking wasn't just an annoyance to be silenced, it was an enemy to be understood, confronted, and ultimately defeated. Stoicism reminds us that while we can't control every situation or challenge we face, we have absolute power over how we interpret and respond to them. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic minds, said it best: "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them." That single idea holds the key to liberating ourselves from the grip of negative thoughts. So, why should this matter to you? Because your thoughts shape your reality. Every single day, the way you think determines the quality of your relationships, your career, your mental health, your entire life. If you want to change your reality, you have to start by changing your mind. This journey we're about to take won't just be about coping with negativity, it's about mastering it. By the end of this video, you'll have practical tools rooted in Stoic wisdom to recognize and dismantle those harmful thought patterns. And more importantly, you'll learn how to replace them with thoughts that empower, uplift, and propel you forward. So, stick with me. What you're about to learn has the power to completely transform your outlook and, with it, your life. Before we can defeat an enemy, we must first understand it. So, let's get clear: what exactly is negative thinking? Negative thinking isn't just the occasional bad mood or a fleeting moment of self-doubt. It's much more insidious. It's a mental pattern, a way of anticipating the worst, undermining your efforts, and questioning your worth. It's the inner critic that whispers, "You're not smart enough, you'll fail anyway," or "You don't deserve success." And over time, these whispers can grow into a deafening roar that dominates your decisions and limits your potential. Have you ever avoided taking a risk because you convinced yourself it wasn't worth it? Or hesitated to speak up because you were sure your voice didn't matter? That's negative thinking at work, holding you back, one silent thought at a time. But why do we fall into this trap? Why does our mind seem to turn against us? The Stoic philosophers believed the problem isn't the events we face, it's how we interpret them. Epictetus famously said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them." In other words, it's not the challenges we encounter that weigh us down, it's the story we tell ourselves about those challenges. Think about it, two people can face the same situation, let's say, losing a job. One person might spiral into despair, thinking, this is the end for me. I'll never recover. The other might see it as an opportunity, thinking, now's my chance to pursue something even better. Same event, with two entirely different outcomes. And the difference lies in their thinking. Psychology gives us even deeper insight. Negative thinking often stems from unconscious beliefs, deep-seated ideas formed by past experiences, societal pressures, or even offhand comments from others. Carl Jung, one of the great minds in psychology, said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. If we don't bring these negative beliefs into the light, they'll continue to shape our reality from the shadows. Here's the harsh truth, negative thinking doesn't just affect your mood. It impacts every aspect of your life, from the way you approach challenges to the relationships you build, the goals you set, and the dreams you pursue. It's like trying to row a boat while an anchor is dragging you back. No matter how hard you try, you're not moving forward. But here's the good news, negative thinking is not a permanent part of who you are. It's a habit, a learned pattern, and like any habit, it can be unlearned. And that's exactly what we'll explore next, how Stoicism offers us practical tools to challenge and overcome these thoughts, so we can row freely toward the life we deserve. Let's dive deeper. To truly overcome negative thinking, we need to understand where it comes from. Like weeds in a garden, negative thoughts don't appear out of nowhere, they're rooted in specific experiences, beliefs, and influences that shape our mental landscape. Let's explore these roots together. 1. Our upbringing. Negative thinking often begins in childhood, a time when our minds are incredibly impressionable. Imagine a child who's constantly told they're not smart enough, or who grows up in an environment where mistakes are punished rather than seen as opportunities to learn. These experiences plant seeds of self-doubt that can grow into a lifelong pattern of negativity. Aristotle once said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. Unfortunately, the same is true for negativity, it becomes a habit when reinforced over time. 2. Societal and cultural pressures. We live in a world that bombards us with messages of not enough. Not rich enough, not successful enough, not attractive enough. Social media magnifies these feelings, showing us curated versions of other people's lives and leaving us to compare our reality to their highlight reels. It's no wonder negativity thrives in such an environment. The Stoics remind us, however, to focus on what's within our control, our perceptions, choices, and values, not external comparisons. By doing so, we can break free from the societal trap of never feeling good enough. 3. Past failures and rejections. Failures and rejections can be powerful teachers, but they can also leave scars. Every setback can reinforce the inner voice that says, "I'm not capable," or "I'll never succeed." Over time, these repeated blows can create a negative mental script that plays on a loop. But here's where Stoicism offers hope. Marcus Aurelius reminds us in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. It's not the failure itself, but our interpretation of it, that shapes our future. 4. The unconscious mind. Carl Jung, the renowned psychologist, believed that much of our negative thinking stems from unconscious beliefs, ideas we're not even aware we hold. He famously said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." These hidden beliefs act like unseen forces, steering our thoughts and actions without our consent. By bringing these beliefs to light, through reflection, journaling, or therapy, we can begin to dismantle their power over us. Stoicism teaches us to examine our thoughts critically, questioning their validity and reframing them in the light of reason. 5. Fear as a driving force. At the heart of much negative thinking lies fear, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. Fear can spiral into catastrophic thinking, where we imagine the worst-case scenario and allow it to paralyze us. The Stoics had a powerful tool to combat this, the premeditation of evils. This practice involves imagining the worst-case scenario in detail, not to dwell on it, but to lessen its emotional impact. By confronting our fears head-on, we strip them of their power and prepare ourselves to face challenges with courage. Understanding these origins of negative thinking is not about blame, it's about awareness. When we identify the roots of our negativity, we take the first step toward uprooting it. As we'll see in the next segment, Stoicism offers us practical strategies to replace these negative patterns with empowering, constructive thoughts. Let's move forward. Negative thinking isn't just an inconvenience or a bad habit, it's a thief. It steals your time, energy, opportunities, and sometimes even your happiness. Let's take a closer look at the far-reaching impact it can have on our lives. 1. Emotional drain. Negative thoughts can be exhausting. They create an endless cycle of worry, doubt, and frustration that leaves you mentally and emotionally depleted. Instead of focusing on solutions or progress, you're stuck replaying worst-case scenarios or reliving past failures. This emotional toll doesn't just affect your mood, it can lead to anxiety, depression, and even physical health issues. 2. Paralysis in decision-making. When your mind is clouded by negativity, every decision feels like a monumental task. You overanalyze, second-guess yourself, and often end up not deciding at all. Negative thinking tricks you into believing the risk is too high or that you're not capable enough to succeed. It's like trying to navigate with a fogged-up windshield. You can't see the road ahead, so you stay stuck in place. 3. Strained relationships. Your inner dialogue doesn't just affect you, it impacts the way you interact with others. Negative thinking can make you overly critical, defensive, or withdrawn, creating barriers in your relationships. It can lead to miscommunications, misunderstandings, and a reluctance to trust or open up. 4. Self-fulfilling prophecies. One of the most insidious effects of negative thinking is how it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you constantly tell yourself, "I can't do this," you're less likely to try. And as a result, you prove yourself right. Over time, this cycle of negativity reinforces itself, making it harder to break free. The Stoics understood this well. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This wisdom reminds us that the thoughts we entertain shape our reality. By choosing to challenge and change our negative thinking, we can begin to rewrite the script of our lives. 5. Impact on ambition and goals. Imagine trying to run a race with weights strapped to your legs. That's what pursuing your goals feels like when your mind is full of self-doubt and negativity. It slows you down, convinces you to settle for less, and robs you of the courage to dream big. Negative thinking anchors you to the shore while you're rowing with all your might. You may be putting in the effort, but you're not going anywhere. The Stoics teach us that by cutting these mental anchors, we free ourselves to pursue our highest potential. 6. Lost opportunities. How many times have you let an opportunity pass because you convinced yourself you weren't ready, weren't capable, or didn't deserve it? Negative thinking keeps you in a comfort zone that feels safe but is stifling. It whispers, "Why bother?" or "You'll fail anyway," preventing you from taking the very steps that could change your life. But here's the good news, you're not powerless against negative thinking. The Stoic approach offers a way out, a method to not only confront these harmful patterns but replace them with constructive, empowering thoughts. In the next segment, we'll explore practical Stoic strategies that can help you take back control, reframe your mindset, and create a life no longer bound by negativity. The power to change begins with understanding, and now that you know the stakes, it's time to take action. Let's move forward. Now that we understand what negative thinking is, where it comes from, and the damage it can do, let's shift our focus to solutions. How can we combat this destructive pattern? The ancient Stoics offer a treasure trove of practical strategies that are just as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. Let's dive into a few of the most powerful techniques. 1. The premeditation of evil. One of the most misunderstood Stoic practices is the premeditation of evils. At first glance, it might sound pessimistic, imagining worst-case scenarios. But this exercise isn't about dwelling on negativity, it's about preparing for it. Imagine visualizing a challenging situation in vivid detail. You picture the obstacles, the setbacks, and the potential failures. Why? So that when, or if, they actually happen, they won't overwhelm you. You've already mentally faced them, reducing their emotional impact. This technique trains your mind to remain calm and focused, even in the face of adversity. Instead of being blindsided by challenges, you approach them with resilience and clarity. 2. Reflection and journaling. The Stoics were big believers in self-reflection. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and one of Stoicism's greatest thinkers, kept a journal where he regularly examined his thoughts and actions. This practice, as seen in his meditations, allowed him to identify unhelpful thoughts and replace them with rational, constructive ones. Take a few minutes each day to write down your thoughts. What negative patterns do you notice? Are they rooted in fear, past experiences, or assumptions? By bringing these thoughts into the light of conscious awareness, you strip them of their power. Reflection isn't just about noticing negativity, it's about challenging and reframing it. 3. Replacing negativity with virtue-focused thinking. Negative thinking often thrives when we lose sight of our values. The Stoics emphasized living a life guided by virtue, courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance. When faced with negative thoughts, ask yourself, does this align with my values? Does it reflect courage or wisdom? For instance, if you catch yourself thinking, "I'll never succeed," counter it with a virtue-based response. Courage is trying despite uncertainty. Wisdom is learning from every step, even if I stumble. By anchoring your thoughts to your core values, you regain control over your mindset. 4. Mental detachment and objectivity. The Stoics taught the importance of detaching from our thoughts and viewing them objectively. Instead of identifying with every negative idea that crosses your mind, treat it like a passing cloud in the sky, temporary and not a reflection of your true self. Epictetus advised, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Practice asking yourself, is this thought rational? Is it helpful? What evidence do I have to support it? This mental detachment allows you to break free from the grip of negativity and respond with clarity and logic. 5. Daily affirmations and intentions. Start each day with a Stoic affirmation or intention. This might be a quote from a Stoic philosopher, like, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Repeat it to yourself as a reminder that you are in control of your perspective. Setting an intention for the day, such as, "I will focus on what I can control and let go of the rest," helps keep your thoughts aligned with your values. These small practices create a foundation of positivity that grows stronger over time. These Stoic strategies are more than just philosophical exercises, they're practical tools for real-life challenges. By consistently applying them, you can transform your relationship with negative thinking. It's not about pretending negativity doesn't exist, it's about mastering it, understanding it, and using it as a stepping stone toward growth. In the next segment, we'll discuss the importance of your environment and how it shapes your mindset. The people, media, and spaces you surround yourself with play a crucial role in either fueling negativity or fostering positivity. Let's explore how to make your environment work for you. Your mind is like a garden. If you plant seeds of positivity and nurture them, they'll grow into strength, resilience, and optimism. But if you allow weeds, negative influences, toxic relationships, or harmful environments to take root, they can choke your potential. This is why building a positive environment is so essential to overcoming negative thinking. Let's explore how to cultivate a mental and physical space that uplifts and empowers you. 1. Surround yourself with supportive people. Seneca, one of the great Stoic thinkers, wisely said, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." The company you keep profoundly impacts your mindset. Spend time with people who encourage, challenge, and inspire you, not those who drag you down with negativity or criticism. Think about your closest relationships. Are they nurturing your growth, or are they reinforcing your doubts? Seek out friendships rooted in mutual respect and shared values. Aristotle referred to these as friendships of the good, where both people inspire each other to become better versions of themselves. 2. Be selective with media and content. In today's world, we're constantly bombarded by media, social media, news, entertainment, and not all of it is positive. Ask yourself, what are you consuming, and how does it make you feel? Does it inspire you, or does it feed feelings of inadequacy and fear? The Stoics remind us to focus on what we can control. While we can't control every message we're exposed to, we can choose what we engage with. Curate your media diet to include content that aligns with your goals and values. Follow creators who uplift, read books that challenge your thinking, and listen to podcasts that inspire growth. 3. Create a space that reflects your values. Your physical environment mirrors your mental state. A cluttered, chaotic space can contribute to a cluttered, chaotic mind. Stoics valued simplicity and order, believing that a well-organized space fosters a well-organized mind. Take time to create a space that feels calm and inspiring. This could mean decluttering your home, decorating with art or quotes that remind you of your values, or setting up a dedicated area for reflection and journaling. The goal is to create an environment that encourages positivity and focus. 4. Engage in communities that inspire growth. Humans are inherently social creatures, and the communities we engage with play a significant role in shaping our mindset. Join groups, whether online or offline, that share your passion for personal growth, philosophy, or resilience. Engaging in meaningful conversations and exchanging ideas with like-minded people can provide invaluable support and motivation. Plato's allegory of the cave reminds us that expanding our surroundings can profoundly change our perspective. When we expose ourselves to enlightening and uplifting influences, we free ourselves from the shadows of negativity and step into the light of understanding. 5. Avoid toxic influences. Not everything in our environment will nurture positivity. It's crucial to identify and distance yourself from toxic influences, whether they're relationships, media, or habits. As Seneca advised, withdraw into yourself, as far as you can, associate with those who will make a better man of you. Protecting your mental space is an act of self-respect and self-preservation. By intentionally shaping your environment, you create fertile ground for positive thoughts and habits to grow. This isn't about building a bubble, it's about creating a strong foundation that supports your journey toward a more empowered and fulfilling life. In the next segment, we'll focus on taking action, how to go beyond understanding and start implementing these changes in your daily life. Let's keep moving forward. Understanding negative thinking and building a positive environment are crucial steps, but they're not enough on their own. Transformation requires action. Epictetus famously said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This is the heart of Stoic philosophy, bridging the gap between intention and execution. Let's explore how to put this into practice. 1. Set clear, value-driven goals. Action begins with clarity. What do you want to achieve, and why does it matter? The Stoics emphasized aligning your goals with virtues like wisdom, courage, and justice. For example, if your goal is to overcome self-doubt, tie it to the virtue of courage, taking bold steps despite fear. Write down your goals and review them regularly. Make sure they're specific, achievable, and rooted in your values. This focus gives your actions direction and purpose. 2. Break the cycle of inertia. Negative thinking often leads to inaction, creating a vicious cycle. To break this, start small. Take one step, no matter how small, toward your goal. As Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. Each small action builds momentum and reinforces your ability to overcome negativity. 3. Practice Stoic exercises daily. Incorporate Stoic practices into your routine to strengthen your mental resilience. Morning reflection: start your day by visualizing potential challenges and preparing your responses with reason and calmness. Evening journaling: reflect on the day. What went well? Where did negative thinking creep in? How can you improve tomorrow? Daily affirmations: choose a Stoic quote or mantra that resonates with you, such as, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Repeat it throughout the day to anchor your thoughts. 4. Embrace discomfort. Stoicism teaches that challenges are growth opportunities. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." When faced with difficulties, instead of avoiding them, see them as chances to practice resilience, patience, or courage. For example, if fear of failure is holding you back, take a calculated risk. Even if you stumble, you've strengthened your courage and learned valuable lessons. 5. Develop a routine of mindful actions. Your habits shape your life. Create a routine that reinforces positivity and growth. Dedicate time to learning, read, listen to inspiring content, or engage in discussions that challenge your thinking. Build physical practices, like exercise or yoga, that help reduce stress and foster mental clarity. Schedule moments of stillness, meditate or sit quietly to reconnect with your inner self. 6. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Negative thinking often feeds on the idea of perfection. If you don't achieve your goal flawlessly, it whispers, "You're a failure." Counter this by focusing on progress. Celebrate every small win, every step forward, no matter how minor it seems. Remember, growth is a journey, not a destination. The Stoics remind us that it's the effort, the deliberate practice of virtue, that matters most. Taking action is where the real transformation happens. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or for the negativity to magically disappear. It's about choosing, every day, to act in alignment with your values, to challenge your thoughts, and to move forward despite the obstacles. In the final segment, we'll wrap up with a powerful reminder about the impact of your words, both in how you speak to others and how you speak to yourself. Let's finish strong. If thoughts shape our reality, then words are the tools we use to build it. The Stoics understood the immense power of words, not just in how we speak to others, but in how we speak to ourselves. Words can uplift or destroy, inspire or discourage. In this final segment, let's explore how the language we use plays a vital role in overcoming negative thinking. 1. Master your internal dialogue. Your inner voice is one of the most influential forces in your life. If it's constantly critical, saying things like, "You're not good enough," or "You'll never succeed," it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The Stoics remind us to examine these inner narratives critically. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. When negative self-talk arises, pause and question it. Ask yourself, is this thought true? Is it helpful? Is it aligned with my values? Replace self-defeating words with affirmations that reinforce your strengths and resilience. 2. Speak with intention and virtue. Epictetus advised, first learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak. This isn't just about choosing your words carefully, it's about ensuring they align with your intentions and values. Whether you're speaking to others or yourself, let your words reflect courage, wisdom, and kindness. For example, instead of saying, "I'm terrible at this," say, "I'm learning, and every step brings me closer to improvement." This shift isn't about denying challenges, it's about framing them in a way that empowers growth. 3. Use words to build bridges, not walls. The way you communicate with others can either strengthen relationships or create distance. Negative thinking often leaks into our interactions, making us defensive, critical, or dismissive. The Stoics emphasized the importance of communication rooted in respect and understanding. Seneca wrote, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." Extend this wisdom by being the kind of person who uplifts others with your words. A kind word or constructive feedback can not only strengthen your relationships but also reinforce your positive mindset. 4. Harness the power of affirmations. Affirmations are a modern practice rooted in ancient wisdom. Stoicism encourages us to reflect on truths that empower and guide us. A daily affirmation, like, "I control how I respond to challenges," can anchor your thoughts and set a positive tone for your day. The key is to make your affirmations realistic and grounded in your values. Instead of empty positivity, choose statements that reflect your strengths and aspirations. 5. Let silence be your ally. Sometimes, the most powerful response is silence. Negative thinking thrives when we react impulsively or engage in unproductive arguments, both internally and externally. The Stoics taught that silence can be a form of strength. When your mind is flooded with negativity, instead of arguing with every thought, take a moment of quiet. Focus on your breath, reflect, and let the storm pass. In silence, you often find clarity. 6. Speak to inspire action. Words have the power to spark change, not only in yourself but in others. When you speak, whether to a friend, a colleague, or even in your journal, aim to inspire action. Plato's dialogues remind us that meaningful conversation can lead to profound understanding and transformation. Use your words to encourage, uplift, and challenge, not just yourself, but those around you. As we wrap up, remember, the words you choose, both in thought and speech, are tools for shaping your reality. They can tear you down or build you up. They can trap you in negativity or guide you toward strength and wisdom. Choose words that align with your highest self, words that empower you to live with purpose and resilience. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you found value in today's discussion, don't let this be the end, let it be the beginning of a transformation. Hit the subscribe button and join a community committed to mastering the mind, embracing wisdom, and living with purpose. Together, we're building a stronger, more resilient mindset. Let's keep growing.